All right, we are at Kamogawa River again. I almost forgot the name of this place, but it's good to be around here. I just visited my old share house, which was really, really nice and fun. Glad to see some people from there that we knew previously, just like 2 people. But yeah, I guess that's the nature of share houses. Like, a lot of people have moved since I was there 5 months ago. But it was really nice just to like meet some new people there as well and just kind of see the house again. I hung out with a friend. We just went to the botanical garden in Kyoto. Really nice. But today's topic is sort of like, I want to talk about the real sort of challenge I'm facing right now regarding, I guess, habits in general, because it's been a big deal for me to try to get my shit together recently. And the whole like zero entertainment challenge, the push-up challenge, all that stuff has been going well. But now that I'm back in Japan, just visiting this time, so not for long, I feel like I need to maintain some certain things, and it's very difficult to maintain those things like in the long term, I'd say, just because I'm like, while traveling in general, it's very difficult to maintain a good headspace because you get really tired. Like, the flight is very long, the train rides to the place was very long, and I just felt like drained for the first few days. And I think that made me lose a lot of momentum, especially, which is understandable, but at the same time, like, I'd rather not lose that momentum. So for me, I'm trying to get used to the idea and just used to, in general, like, how to transition between places in general, because I do want to like be in Japan more, and I need to keep up that momentum. I need to keep up like my habits and just do things well. And it took me, I think, like 4 days to recover fully and sort of feel good again and have like the headspace and energy to actually like be like, okay, we have some projects we want to do right now. One of them is creating like an audiobook thing related to Japanese learning that will help me and hopefully help other people as well. And I do think it's a good idea, just something I need to execute on and really pay attention to how like I'm interacting with like store clerks or like just, you know, the cash register people in grocery stores and restaurants, like how to order, all that stuff. Like today at the bakery, the cashier said some stuff I did not understand at all. And I basically defaulted to English and to like hand motions and stuff. And I felt so embarrassed. I was just like, man, I've been here in Japan for like the earlier part of this month or the year for 5 months, and now I'm still struggling to like interact with, you know, Japan, basically. I'm still struggling to interact with the stores, the restaurants, all that stuff. And I'm like, why is that, you know? It's because I don't practice it. So that's why I need to actually practice it, get good at it, and create an audiobook around that, like just travel essential phrases, like how to actually talk to people, the essential stuff, basically. I need to figure out where I'm going, but I'm gonna flip the camera. Yeah, the river is nice. I always enjoy this view. It's a sunset soon, but yeah, I really think that the project that I have in mind is a good one, and I want to like follow through with it. So I'm getting into that headspace again, since a lot of this, me visiting here, isn't to be like doing tourist stuff, because I basically did that in the earlier part of the year. I have the ability to just focus in more and just sort of like assimilate, live here like I did back then, and just focus up. Like, what would a life be like here? Like, how would it be like to do my projects and stuff? And I guess I need to prove to myself that I have that capability of actually being productive in Japan as well. Because when I was here, I basically just went out a lot. I did talk to Japanese people a lot, which helped with language learning, but it wasn't like focused study, which was the issue. I never quite got a lot of productivity in that feeling of being productive. I never reached that point. So the real challenge is to maintain what I built up when I was back in California and bring it over here to Japan. Like that is honestly one of the toughest challenges I'm facing right now. But anyways, so that's what I have been thinking about recently, and I am doing my best to get back on it. There were actually like, I think 2 days where I ended up like failing the whole entertainment challenge. It was the day that I was on the plane because I ended up watching, what was it called? The Monarch, there you go, Legacy of Monsters. I actually thought that show was pretty good. I enjoyed it. And I ended up finishing it the next day because I was like, I kind of want to, find out what happens. So I ended up failing 2 days, but I've been getting back on it, and that's fine. Like, honestly, I really have this mentality of like, I've done it for so long that I'm used to not doing it anymore, so I don't have to worry. But it's still, I don't know, when I was watching stuff and I did break the rules of the challenge, like I did feel worse those days. So I do feel like it's very consistent and clear to me that like having zero entertainment in my life is like really good for me right now. Even though I did glance at the video recently, and that video did terribly compared to everything else. Title, thumbnail, probably just not good enough. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly, like that challenge itself is probably the best thing that I've ever done that has made the most impact. And it kind of sucks that it's hard to, I guess I need to fix the title and thumbnail or just something about it, because I feel like it's important to point it out, or at least to like share that experience, because I do feel like it's so effective at making my life better and making me more productive and everything. I mean, obviously it's different for everyone, but I feel like there's a baseline level of like benefit, like a base amount of benefit that it offers, and that base amount is very high. So yeah, it's fine though. I feel like I'm still learning a lot on my YouTube journey, and part of the process is, having created things that don't do that well, I suppose. Oh man, I decided to take a path that was slightly different than normal. So I'm not entirely sure where I am, but I know if I keep going this way, I'll eventually go back to the normal path. I just took the path that had less people, because I don't want to still getting used to this whole like recording myself in public thing. But I think we're doing better. But yeah, a lot of things going on in my head, and I'm doing my best to keep up with this as well. Like I'm trying not to let this eat up too much of my headspace, but I do feel like I like doing it and I want to keep up with it. And a part of me feels like it helps me with gathering my thoughts and keeping my shit together in a way. But yeah, that's the project right now. While I'm in Japan, is just to gather intel for the audiobook by just experiencing it, like going out, talking with, and interacting like I would if I were traveling, right? And getting those phrases in, and just, yeah, that's basically it for this one. The challenge, just keeping consistent no matter where I am, basically.